Well, good morning, everyone. A little update video for you all today. You can see I've changed where I am. I've decided to do a little bit of recording from a different space. We're cleaning up a little bit around the house, so I've just relocated. The upside of doing stuff like this is everything is portable. So I'm here in our dining room at the table, but I can still see. Uh, I can see you from wherever you're watching from. So I've just got some general update stuff for all of you for the rest of August, because it's stuff that you need to know that we're going to be doing, stuff that's going to be coming up. So I've got a few things that I just want to bring to your attention with regards to the daily devotions, the Sunday devotions, and the number one question each and every one of you have is when we're getting back to church again. I know all of you are asking that question, and I've told you what I've known at the point, but we'll get to that in just a moment. But first of all, the daily devotions. I had a technological error, is the only way I can describe it, on Monday. Plus, I didn't realize Monday was technically a holiday that Synod Office recognizes, and therefore we recognize. So between both of that, there was no devotion yesterday, Monday, but that's okay. For the rest of August, I'm going to cut it down to 2 a week, just because uh, I still have holiday time and I don't know when I'm going to get it. So I'm going to be kind of using weekends as as downtime, just to recharge, because there's a lot going on. So you can see for this week, there will be a devotion for Wednesday and Friday, but then for the remaining 3 full weeks of August, uh, it will be Mondays and Wednesdays, just to keep consistency there. I pre-record a lot of these daily devotions because not a whole lot changes, and I can make them as general across the board as need be. So today I'm going to be getting these recorded. So you're going to notice in all of the daily devotions, it's going to look exactly like this. There's not going to be any variance whatsoever. That's because they're all going to be pre-recorded, just for ease of everything. So stay tuned for those on Mondays and Wednesdays, starting next week, Wednesday, Friday, this week. I forgot to build it into the notes because, when you're putting stuff together, it's easy to forget stuff. Thursday, the offering drop-offs are still going as scheduled. It's very important to note that as well. So Thursdays is the same as they've been for the last several weeks. So pay close attention to that. With regards to our Sunday worship schedules, this is mostly just to let you know where they're all going to be recorded from. So you can see this past Sunday was at St. Albans, and it'll be at St. Albans again on the 16th. The 19th and the 30th will be at St. Andrews and Bishop's Falls. On the 23rd, I'm doing a virtual flower service from both cemeteries. It's going to take a little bit of extra recording, a little bit of extra messing around, and I might have to script some of it to know what I'm doing where. It's not going to be the same as it's been previous years, but that's my intention for the 23rd, to have a virtual flower service, because we can't properly gather in person for any of this. You'll also note that the 9th and the 23rd, those services will be on Rogers Cable 9 the following Tuesday. Cable 9 has been airing services from throughout the ministerial. The biggest trick for us as the clergy is to remember to send the videos. So I've been given fixed dates to have videos in for the summer. So that will be the 11th and 25th. So the Tuesday following. And all those services air on Rogers between 5 and 7 on the Tuesday. Whoever sent in services for those days. Everything that we do, of course, 10:30 a.m. on Sundays. Same thing with the daily devotions. 10:30 I find is a good time, especially when I was recording the devotions before I put them online. I used to do them, I'd record at 9, have everything uploaded for 10:30. But now, after today, everything will be on autopilot for the daily stuff. Sunday stuff, I will be recording in advance. It's what I do. Just as a heads up, I've already recorded the one for August 16th. It's been edited. It's just waiting final render. And I filmed it before I got a haircut. So I'm going to look different in that video between my hair and my beard. but that's just because it was pre-recorded. It'll be funny for everyone, if anything else. But the Bishop's Falls services and the Flower services, I will look as I do in this video. So just so you know, I pre-record quite a bit, and it's for ease of everything, especially during the summers, especially when we have good days and we're encouraged to go out and enjoy them as best as we humanly can. So that's that. The daily Facebook posts and the weekly newsletter. Those of you who get the weekly newsletter, still going out Mondays, 9 a.m. That's easy enough. The daily Facebook posts, for those of you who are watching this on Facebook and not YouTube, every day I follow the lectionary and I post the morning prayer New Testament reading for the daily office. So if any of you want to follow along, it's lectionary.anglican.ca. It'll be linked, especially for YouTube. I'll put it here in the video description on Facebook as well, because then you can follow along with all the readings that I do, and you can bookmark it on your web browser, look at it every day and see all the readings, because there's readings if you're doing morning prayer, evening prayer, and even if you celebrate the Eucharist on a daily basis. Some churches do. So all those reading options are there, saints' days and everything. So all that is still going to be happening. Like the journey scripturally, especially for Facebook, will still be going ahead. On YouTube, I'm not entirely sure how to do that stuff. I'm still learning a lot as we go along. But the big thing is the reopening of our churches. Everyone has been asking about this, and if you see me glance offside, I had to move my video window away from what I'm actually reading, so because there's a lot of points here. The guidelines have been distributed through all clergy. The regional deans have put this document together, and it's a hefty piece, but it was prepared with love. It was prepared with concern for each and every one of us in mind, and it has to adhere with the government guidelines. That's the big thing, whatever the government has told us to do, because at the end of the day, our churches are public buildings. So we have to adhere to all of that. And they had to basically come up with something that would fit all churches of all denominations. So we may agree with some points that they've made, we may not agree, but it had to relate to everyone, or there would be a policy for each individual denomination. So it's tough. Our goal is to reopen on the 6th of September. So we'll be back. I know it's the Labor Day weekend. I know a lot of people would hope to be away normally, but this is the earliest we can reopen for anything. Now, in the event of a funeral or an emergency baptism or anything like that, it's direct consultation with me and the bishop, and we figure that out from there. But once we hit September 6th, we're not back to business as usual. We're just reopened for public worship. And you'll see some of this as we go through. This is a highlight of a 27-page document. So bear with me on a lot of this, because there's so much more that I can't cram into this video, because I want to keep it as simple as I can. Our capacity is going to be limited to 50 people, including the priests. So whether it's myself or Reverend Roy or any other clergy, or our licensed lay ministers leading the service, whether it's a Eucharist or a morning prayer, 50 is our capacity. So 49 additional worshipers are permitted. We'll be cleaning the churches a lot more frequently because we'll have to. The big thing you all need to know, and I'll get into more detail about this in another video, you will have to register to let us know you're going to be there. And the purpose on that is quite simple. It's in the event of an outbreak, because it's still possible. I mean, we have to face the reality COVID is not gone from our province, nor will it ever be gone. So we need to be prepared in the event of another outbreak. And funeral homes have been doing this since it all began. You come in and you register with your name and phone number. We're asking you to do that in advance so we know that you will be there. It's very, very important to do all of this stuff, because if there's an outbreak, we know who we have to call. And if we're at capacity, we can tell you quite simply and sadly over the phone, I'm sorry, we are at our limit for who we can have. We're not permitted to have choirs or congregational singing. And that's going to be really, really tough on us. So we'll be relying a lot on worship videos or just our music teams uh, singing songs. And I know it's going to be difficult to not sing along because we love these songs and we've gone so long without them. But these are the rules that we have. We'll be printing a lot more bulletins, and it will be the full orders of service. The church books will be packed up. Personal books, we really discourage you from bringing them because there's no way to keep track of anything like that as it's coming in. Uh, for We might have to have multiple services to accommodate everyone. We're going to be discussing that, myself and the wardens. Sunday schools are not going to be reopening yet until the government gives us the all clear. Confirmation classes, I would say to be determined if we're going to be starting up our youth group and our confirmation classes again, because they would fall under similar guidelines as Sunday schools. And with regards to our confirmation service that we had scheduled at St. Albans, we have 2 confirmands ready for the sacrament. That'll be rescheduled in consultation with Bishop John because he really has to figure out how to do confirmations with the capacity limits that we have, because it's a celebration. And if we're limited to 50 people, which factor out myself and the bishop, 48 total, we've got to figure that out. So it could be before Christmas. It might be after Christmas. I don't know yet. I'll be talking about that with Bishop John. I've had questions about fundraisers, especially like St. Albans has been wondering about their yard sale. We see people are having yard sales around town and doing their best to adhere to the distancing limits and all that. We're going to look into that just because the question comes up, but especially food-based fundraisers, because let's face it, as a church, we love to eat and we love to give out food. Food-based fundraisers are takeout only. There's no sit-in options at any point. The Grand Falls Windsor Community Kitchen Association has been doing takeout only for several weeks now, and it's worked for them. So we will be learning from them as to how they do it, what the rules are that we need to follow, because there's a lot of rules. We have to follow them. We all will have to cooperate with this. This is new. I wasn't trained for this. Reverend Roy wasn't trained for this. Reverend David wasn't trained for any of this. We don't know how to do church during a pandemic. We simply don't. Online has worked wonderfully. We've brought in new audiences, but these changes that we're going to be experiencing now are difficult. They're challenging for all of us. We all have questions. We all want to see, like, well, what if this? What if that? What if something else? These are the rules that we have to follow, plain and simple. And it's going to take us a long time to get used to this. If we feel we are not ready for full reopening on September 6th, that's okay. We'll wait until we are absolutely ready to do so. I know St. Albans has got some new tech that they're working on installing that will hopefully be done by month end. And that way then we can, while it's being installed, we've got a lot of stuff already set up because it's just new projection equipment. So we'll be able to utilize that for our services as well. But we need each and every one of you, and I cannot stress this enough, to be patient with us. We're all learning something new. Each and every one of us, from the cleaning to spacing out in churches, it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a steep learning curve. And Bishop John will hopefully have more published about it. He's on holidays at the time of this recording, and he's unreachable, which he should be. He's on a break. He needs it. But when he comes back, hopefully he'll have some condensed literature or even a video explaining everything. And even if he doesn't, we will let everyone know what things are going to look like as we go forward. So that's basically all I wanted to bring to your attention right now. I know it's a lot that I'm throwing at you, but I tell you all this because I believe in letting you know. We've got a long road ahead of us before we're even close to a sense of what was once normal. But until then, we just need to work together. We need to bear with each other through all this and figure out how we are going to be church in a new world that we simply don't understand the same. But we'll be guided through it. We just got to let Jesus steer us. We can't tell him how we're going to do things. He's going to tell us how things are going to be. So don't forget, the daily devotion videos will be back online tomorrow and Friday. The offering drop off on Thursday is still going ahead. If you have any questions, all you have to do is ask me. Send me a private message on Facebook. You can text me. You can call me. I'll answer any questions that I'm able to answer because I'm here for you guys. Always have been, and I always will be here for you. So until next time, everyone, take care. God bless, and please do continue to stay safe.